Hello everyone, you're watching Purposeblack Media. I'm Hermine Lafkada with the latest news edition. We will start off with the headline. The CEO of Purposeblack ETH, Dr. Faisal Ashatu, was appointed as the Business Cluster Coordinator of the African Union Peace and Security Council. Purposeblack ETH announced the end of the promotional sale of Kagabero Tower shareholder model. We will continue with the first news. The CEO of Purposeblack ETH, Dr. Faisal Ashatu, was appointed as the Business Cluster Coordinator of the Africa Union Peace and Security Council at the 36th African Union Summit held in Addis Ababa during the conference on the role of civil society and private sectors in peace and security in Africa. Purposeblack Media has the story. It is known that Black Economic Excellence was founded 2 years and 6 months ago in the United States of America by the visionary and the founder and CEO of Purposeblack ETH, Dr. Faisal Ashatu, who plans to create the freedom of Black people through economic supremacy. Dr. Faisal Ashatu, who founded Purposeblack ETH 1.5 years ago, was appointed as the Business Cluster Coordinator of the African Union Peace and Security Council at the 36th African Union Summit held in Addis Ababa during the conference on the role of civil societies and private sector in peace and security in Africa. Dr. Faisal presented about how Purposeblack ETH was established, aiming to create a way for people to work as one. He said that the company came up with a business model to make economic empowerment. Dr. Faisal said that Purposeblack ETH focused on agriculture to change the life of many, as the majority of Africans depend on agriculture. The CEO added that in 1.5 years since Purposeblack ETH establishment, it has more than 14,000 shareholders, and the majority of the shareholders are farmers.
The whole idea is essentially to make economic empowerment. People come up with business models that will mobilize and bring together, and then convince people that they can buy shares, they can create a platform, a share company. And if you really want to work and change the economy of Africa, you have to focus on where the majority of the people are. Because if you look at it, the majority of the people in Africa, they live of agriculture. They live in the rural areas. Unless you really focus on farms, agriculture, women, where the majority of the young people and things like that, you're not going to bring anything. So you came here, you came up with a model. The whole model is connecting farmers with the consumers. The whole idea being that helping farmers to get financing, not from outside, pull up their resources, establish a company, and then that way they become strong. Instead of them working independently and separately, we created a situation in which in such a way that they become shareholders of this company, and Purposeblack Ethiopia was established. And in 1.5 years, right now, where we have 14,000 shareholders, majority of them are farmers.
The CEO stated that Purposeblack ETH is working with many stakeholders under the principle of let's work together, and said that the whole idea of it is to create a platform of cooperation for Africans to come and work together. He added that Purposeblack ETH believes that local ownership is very important, so the company encouraged people to collaborate and work together.
The whole idea is to become a platform of collaboration for people, for Africans who are willing to come together and work together, come together. And because we believe that we have the resources, we've been talking about how can we involve people so that they don't feel that they are being robbed and things like that. We believe that local ownership is very important. We've been talking about for people to come and invest in.
Mr. Rolf Stephan, chairperson of African Peace and Security Union, expressed his gratitude. He said that Africans should be solution providers to the problems they face, and said that private sectors like Purposeblack ETH can play an important role.
I would like also to praise the panelists that have been very good, and this is the Africa we want. The Africa we want is for Africans to bring solutions to African problems. So we want, first of all, because if there is a problem, we can be the solutions to the problem. And part of the solutions to the problems is the private sector.
At the program, Mr. Rolf Stephan, chairperson of African Peace and Security Union, said that they have brainstormed on how civil societies and private sectors can play an important role in peace. With this, he announced the establishment of African Diplomacy Council, which will be interacting with government officials and international organizations.
Of the discussion has been very clear. We have brainstormed because one of the main ideas was the brainstorming. We have brainstormed on how civil society and private sector can be actor in the field of peace, and we have come into conclusion that we need to launch the African Diplomacy Council, which will be interacting with government officials and international organizations.
Dr. Fassah expressed his gratitude and stated that every African should be united in order to be solution providers.
Taking this initiative and for creating this kind of platform and for creating the opportunity, I would like to thank you and God bless you for doing it. So what I wanted to say was like, definitely I was like thinking about, whenever, if something happens in our family, to my mother, something like that, who is the first person that she would call? Definitely her children. Yes. That's the first thing that comes, either her husband or her children. She doesn't, look for somebody else or something like that. That's the first thing, the natural reaction that comes to her mind. Africa is calling. Yes. Africa is calling who? Our children, the sons and daughters of Africa. Yes. We have to stop. Africa is in trouble. Africa is having a lot of problems, and she's suffering. She waiting for, not anybody else. It's her children. Africa is calling. So that's essentially what I would like to say. Stop looking for solutions coming from outside. We are the solutions. Yes. That's really should be the message of peace and security in this continent.
7 senior officials of Purposeblack ETH who attended the meeting that day were given the title of Peace Ambassadors, which will enable them to attend the African Month of May. Purposeblack ETH, stating the marketing manager of Corporate Credit Service of Purposeblack ETH, Mrs. Yodit, who facilitated the opportunities for the company's senior executives, including the founder and CEO of Purposeblack ETH, Dr. Fassah Ashatu, to attend the conference. Purposeblack ETH announced the end of the promotional sale of Kagabero Tower shareholder model. Dr. Ermias Berhanu, the board member and the head of the legal department of Purposeblack ETH, who spoke to Purposeblack Media on this matter, stated that the deadline for the 5 million birr promotional discount that the company has been doing for the past 2 months on Kagabero Tower shareholder model has ended. Purposeblack Media has the detail. In order to honor agriculture and the farmers, Purposeblack ETH, which came into operation with the idea that the farmers should benefit as much as their hard work, named the agricultural products store it opened in Addis Ababa and Walaita Sodo Kagabero store to honor farmers. In addition to that, the company announced that it is going to build a unique and new skyscraper called Kagabero Tower. The Chief Executive Officer of Purposeblack ETH, Dr. Fassah Ashatu, on December 14, 2015, gave a press conference to journalists from various national medias. In the press conference given to journalists, it is known that the company has announced that it has given discount of 5 million birr to local investors who buy shares from Kagabero Tower shareholder model for 2 months. Dr. Ermias Berhanu, the board member and head of the legal department of Purposeblack ETH, who spoke to Purposeblack Media on this matter, stated that the deadline for the 5 million birr advertising discount that the company has been doing for the past 2 months on Kagabero Tower shareholder model share has ended. He conveyed his message for everyone to benefit by buying Kagabero Tower share. The period originally set as a promotion has now ended, meaning the 30 and 50 million. And if people don't rush to buy now, the luxury apartment will increase to 35 million and the penthouse will increase from 50 million to 55 million. It means that people buy according to the way it is. Also, using the promotion period has an advantage, so it is good if they buy using that, because the company has various options and it is not limited to that. And beyond that, it will mobilize resources in many ways and seek equity finance to build it. So we believe that it is better for people to invest earlier. Dr. Ermias added that Kagabero Tower shareholder model, named after the farmers, has obtained copyright of the entire building graphic design from the Intellectual Protection Authority. From a legal point of view, Kagabero Tower model is in the farmer's name, and the branding is from Kagabero Tower. It has obtained intellectual property protection. It has become copyrightable. So legally, it has obtained a copyright, and its name has been registered. He said that Kagabero Tower shareholder model will be a building to thank and honor farmers, and said that it will be the first in Africa with 115 floors. And he said that it will cost 60 billion Ethiopian birr to build and complete the tower, and said that it will have Purposeblack ETH headquarters, and stated that it will contain hotels, business places, office, banks, insurance, and other huge places.
በአፍሪካ የመጀመሪያ የሆነ ቢልዲንግ ነው 115
It is the first big building in Africa. It has 115 floors. It will be built at the cost of 60 billion birr. It will contain many things including hotels, commercial offices, banks, insurance. It is an all-rounded building resident. Purposeblack ETH headquarters will also be located there, an iconic building that will honor the farmer, and the luxury apartments and penthouse will be the first of its kind in the world. If we see the luxury apartment and the penthouse, it will be the first in the world. When we look at its height, it is the first in Africa, and number 8 in the world. There are 5 buildings around it. It also provides parking service. It has details. The floor has economic benefits, and even more, it has a social impact. We believe that it fits the name of the farmers. If we say that agriculture is the pillar of our country's economy, then we have to do something that suits it, and that is why this program was launched.
በዚህ መሰረት ነው ይሄ ፕሮግራም ላውንች የተደረገው።
Purposeblack ETH has provided many benefits to the investors who buy shares from Kagabero Tower shareholder model. Dr. Ermias stated that Purposeblack ETH has provided many benefits to the investors who buy shares from Kagabero Tower shareholder model, stating that the tower to be built will be a guarantee for the money invested by the investors.
ታወር ሼርሆልደር ሞዴል ምንድነው ጥቅሙ?
When we look at the benefits of Tower shareholder model, first, any investor takes a high risk and buy a share, so they invest a lot of money, so it becomes a guarantee and serve as a collateral. What does this mean? We will give them apartment as a gift. It means in addition to the share they get. Why? It is because they took a lot of risk and invested in the company. This privilege is given to 2,000 Ethiopians. It is very good if you take advantage of this opportunity because when 2,000 people multiply by the amount of money, it means that the 60 billion birr can be raised to build the tower. And it is like a guarantee. And at the same time, they get an annual dividend, capitalization, and per value benefit. So this is a big advantage.
ፐር ቫልዩንም ቤኔፊት ያደርጋሉ ማለት ነው። ስለዚህ ይሄ ትልቅ አድቫንቴጅ ነው።
Dr. Ermias reminded that a 3-year deadline has been set for the completion of the complete construction and stated that many works are being done to implement this. With this, the Civil Engineering Department of Purposeblack ETH has started discussion with various Chinese companies.
በ3 ዓመት ጊዜ ያልቃል ተብሎ ነው የሚታሰበው።
Plan to be completed in 3 years. There is also communication with the Chinese companies. We are making bids for various construction companies that can build this building. It has its own civil engineering department that does this. They will bring applications and a bid will be issued, and whoever wins the bid will build the building. We're giving them a period of 3 years. It is said that the project will end in 3 years. He reminded that Purposeblack ETH was founded with the goal of bringing economic excellence to the Black community, and by building this historical building, he conveyed his message for everyone to be a part of this history and to be beneficiary.
ይሄ ፕሮሞሽናል ሌቭሉ ሳያልቅ
And investors who will buy before the end of this promotional period will get 2 benefits. First, they will get a penthouse and a luxury apartment. On the other hand, they will get a share of the company. It means that 100% investment, so it minimizes the risk from the investment. It is good if everyone buys together. It is bound to be built by investors, but it is better if Ethiopians owns it. As Purposeblack ETH, we are based on Black people, and we think it will be good if the Black community owned this tower and take advantage of it. That's why we prioritized it.
ቢይዘው ጥሩ ነው ብለን እናምናለን። ስለዚህ ቅድሚያ የሚሰጠነው ለዚህ ነው።
Dr. Ermias stated that Kagabero Tower is currently closed to any foreign citizens and said that the building will be built in primary place of the city. So he said that it is convenient for various commercial activities and residential areas.
አሁን በዚህ ሰዓት ለማንኛውም የውጭ አካል ኦፕን አይደለም።
At this time, it is not open to any outside parties. We have not opened for partnership, but next time we will definitely go there for equity financing and opens for them. This building will be built in every way, so it is good if you own this tower. It will be built in primary place in Addis Ababa. It is very attractive. If we rent it in the future, since it's an area where they will benefit, if they invest, they will benefit from this historical footprint.
የዚህ ታሪካዊ አሻራም አካል ይሆናሉ።
He also explained about the importance of Kagabero Tower to Purposeblack ETH. For example, he said that it will play a significant role in supporting the work done in the agricultural sector. He added that the company's construction of Kagabero Tower does not change the purpose of its establishment, and that it is a part of a project used by the company to increase its economic capacity.
በእኛ በኩል ምንድነው ይሄ የታወሩ
The importance of the building, the money collected until it's built in 3 years, will be invested in agriculture. The money that is being invested in the agriculture will leverage the agricultural sector. Therefore, the building will be built at the same time and the agriculture will be leveraged, and it is very necessary to remind and support the company. What the company did was not a shift, but a system in which more can be used as a leverage and the investors become more secure.
secure የሚሆንበትን ስርዓትን የዘረጋው
Purposeblack ETH had a discussion with Nigeria area representative. Dr. Fisa Ashatu, CEO of Purposeblack ETH, had a discussion with Mr. Owa Ediene Isian, chairman of Handa Investment in Nigeria, about working together at Purposeblack ETH head office in the presence of other senior officials of the company. Dr. Fisa Ashatu, CEO of Purposeblack ETH, had a discussion with Mr. Owa Ediene Isian, chairman of Handa Investment in Nigeria, about working together at Purposeblack ETH head office in the presence of other senior officials of the company. Dr. Fisa Ashatu started the discussion with a welcoming speech and gave presentation about Purposeblack ETH and the activities the company has been doing since its establishment. He said that Purposeblack ETH is an initiative established by Ethiopian diasporas 1.5 years ago. The CEO explained that Purposeblack ETH has done a lot of activities in agriculture, agro-processing, and retail, and that it has designed and implemented huge projects that can impact people's life, and the company is doing a lot of effective works in order to stabilize high cost of living by providing and distributing agricultural products directly from the farmers to consumers through the 7 Kagabero supermarket and mobile trucks. He said that in addition to the agricultural product distribution shops, the company has designed a project called Kagabero Product Distribution Service to offer farmers' product to consumers at a discounted price. Dr. Fisa also explained about Kagabero Tower. He said that it will be the biggest residential tower in the world, and he added that the tower is going to be used as a collateral for the resources the company will mobilize to invest in agriculture. In addition, he said that a person who buys Kagabero Tower share will have so many benefits. Dr. Fisa stated that the company is working in cooperation with various stakeholders under the principle of let's work together. He said that Purposeblack ETH initiative is not only for Ethiopia but for all Africa, and stated that it is very important for the company to meet people from different African countries so that they can learn more about the company and so that they can also explore possible ways to work together. Mr. Owa Ediene Isian, chairman of Handa Investment in Nigeria, expressed his happiness and said that he is very impressed with what the company has achieved. The honorary ambassador of Purposeblack ETH, Major Mahari Masho, called on Ethiopians living abroad to support the work that Purposeblack ETH is doing to provide sustainable economic solution to Black people all over the world. A call was made to support the idea of Purposeblack ETH all over the world. The honorary ambassador of Purposeblack ETH, Major Mahari Masho, called on Ethiopians and Ethiopians living abroad to support the work that Purposeblack ETH is doing to provide sustainable economic solution to Black peoples. The honorary ambassador made his call last week at the farewell program organized for Captain Amsalu Haile Terfe, a member of the Ethiopian Defense and Police Heroes Veterans Association. Major General Merdasa Lelisa, president of the Ethiopian Defense and Police Heroes Veterans Association, chief of Kagabero Product Distribution Service for Purposeblack ETH and former manager of the Ethiopian Defense and Police Heroes Veterans Association, Qasis Andualem Garamo, as well as the honorary ambassador of Purposeblack ETH, Major Mahari Masho, were present at the event. Major Mahari Masho, who spoke on the day, said that Purposeblack ETH focuses on agriculture and focus on providing sustainable economic solution to the problem of Black people. He announced that the company is currently creating job opportunities for the family of many members of the Ethiopian Defense and Police Heroes Veterans Association in different parts of the country. Therefore, he called on Captain Amsalu Haile Terfe as well as others to introduce Purposeblack ETH to all citizens all over the world. He also asked them to verify their ownership and be able to benefit by purchasing the type of share offered by the company starting from 1,000 Ethiopian birr. The program was concluded by giving certificates of recognition to the guests of honor present on the day, including Purposeblack ETH. Thank you for staying with us. Till next week news, I'm Hermit Lafkat.